All right, this is what happens when you give your now son-in-law, was daughter's fiance boyfriend, a mower. Look at this thing. He kept all kinds of grass in the bag. Not good. The bag's half rotted now, you know? Unbelievable. I mean, look at this. Look at this. And he breaks the wheel off. Probably hardened, who knows. I'm gonna grind that down, see if I can drill and tap for a bolt. These parts are no longer available. Figures, right? Craftsman, Sears. It's Husqvarna. It's actually a Husqvarna deck. So anyway, gotta grind it down, see if I can tap it, see if my drills can cut through it. If not, we'll have to try and find maybe more used one on eBay. All right, we'll be back. All right, my first small engine repair for my now son-in-law. This is my mom's mower. I gave it to Jessica and Mark last year. I had the updated BMX bicycle tire tread edition on the front, but look at this thing. I mean, I gotta teach this boy how to keep power equipment. This thing is disgusting. When I brought it to him last year, the thing was sweet. Anyway, tire fell off. There was a stud sticking out of here that snapped, so the wheel fell off. This part isn't available, okay? The mower is 917 376 542. These parts aren't available anymore from Husqvarna. You may be able to find used ones. And I'm saying to myself, all right, it's a shoulder bolt, big shoulder bolt, right? It had the stud sticking out. Why don't I just drill and tap it, put a screw in? No big deal. So what I did, I love Milwaukee drills. I just love them. They work great. And what I did is I bought this kit, this 15 times life cobalt kit. And I knew that the tap drill for a 5/16 18 screw, even though the screw that came with it, here's the one that broke off, okay? That's 3/8/16 with a 3/8/16 flange nut, but 3/8/16, you know, you got to go pretty big to that shoulder. I said, let me go the next size down. So the tap drill for a 5/16 18 is 257 thousandths. How do I know that? I just know. Anyway, 250 thousandths, you use a 1/4 inch drill. You drill in there with that Milwaukee drill on my Makita. You drill it in there, you wallow it out a little bit, 250, 257. Who's counting a few thousandths per side? I'm not. It's not centered, I don't care. It's soft steel. I went in there, I got my tap set, my Sears tap set from years ago. It is 39-piece tap and die set. Problem is, these only come with through taps, okay? Starter tab, there's starter taps, okay? There's no bottoming taps like these. These you can put at the bottom of it or, you know, get them going. But so I started it with this one. I said, oh boy, I'm gonna have to destroy a tap to get that thread down in that blind hole, because I got a blind hole now. What am I gonna do? So I whip out my Harbor Freight Chinese tap set, metric English, figuring, shit, I'll cut one of these up, who cares? But to my amazement, it comes with a 5/16 tap. Look at that. It's not a starter tap. Cool. All right, I'll be able to get that in there and get a few more threads. If I wanted to, I could grind that down and get more threads, like a true bottoming tap, but you know what? This will help me out. So that's what I did. I went in there, I tapped it out for 5/16 18. All right, I put the thrust washer back on. Now, let me put you on the tripod here. I'm gonna get some washers and nuts. I'm gonna hook it back up, and then he'll have no reason not to be able to do his leaves, or her leaves, right? All right, let me hook you up here. All right, looks like you're good. Let me get you out here in the street. All right, we got a good view. There we go. All right, so we got it all. And when you're tapping, you gotta use a good lubricant. Tap Magic is the best. I always use Tap Magic cutting fluid. For my days doing machine work, Tap Magic is the best. All right, so we got the thrust washer on here. At this point, am I gonna put a little Earl on there? Yeah, you know what? I don't have any oil available right here, right now, right this second, so I'm gonna use some Tap Magic. Close enough. All right, let's get it lubed. Close enough for me right now. All right, let's get this tire on here. Look at it covered with grass. You know, look at this, metal shavings. That's from drilling. All right, I'm gonna take the tire, stick the tire on. All right, now I got to put this on there, and I know this bolt's a little bit longer than the threads I was able to cut, so I'll just space it out with some washers. I usually keep all my washers in a jar, flat and lock washer. I always have tons of them. So let me get a bunch of washers on here and we'll get this thing going. All right, let's get some washers. Actually, that'd be a good spacer right there. Yeah, that'd be a good spacer. Let me get that. I'll put a lock washer in front of it. I get this thing here. All right. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to have to space out that shoulder. Usually the shoulder stands proud so that when you tighten down on the screw, you can just tighten it right down. But if that shoulder's not standing proud, I'm going to have to put a smaller washer in there for that shoulder. Let me see if it spins. Yeah, see, oh, it's a little tight on the adjuster. It's a little snug. So you know what I'm thinking? I may have to put a spacer washer under there to let it roll a little better. Yeah, actually, yeah, I better put a spacer washer. Actually, you know what I'll do? That thing I just showed you, this washer here's got like a flange on it. That flange will be perfect. That'll fit perfect on there. So let me get that on there. Let me try that, see if that'll work. Otherwise, I just use a smaller washer that's the same diameter or smaller than the shoulder to go on there. But hey, this adjuster, brand new, it's like 40 bucks, 50 bucks if you could find one. Okay, let's see. Look at that, baby. Look at that. Perfect. Nice and tight. Look at that. There you go, baby. Who needs to spend $60? Grind off the broken, tapped portion on the shoulder, the threaded portion, not tapped, the threaded portion. Grind that off flush. Go in there with a tap drill, tap it. In this case, I used a 1/4-inch drill, which is roughly the tap drill for a 5/16 18. It's supposed to be 257 per the Starrett chart. If you look at the Starrett chart, every engineer has a Starrett chart. If you look at 5/16 18 on the far right, look at the drill, 257 thousandths. Look what's above it, 250, 1/4-inch drill. You know what? 3.5 thousandths on the side. I'll take my chances with a 1/4-inch drill. He's got a mower now he can use, no excuses. Get the leaves up. I gotta do a cleanup. Guys, you don't have to spend a lot of money on expensive new and used parts. Think, you gotta think. I said to myself, Ken, how can I get this thing to work? Well, what broke off, Ken? Well, I said the stud broke off, the end of the shoulder screw. Well, is it hard? I don't know. Went in there, no, it's not really that hard. I was able to drill it. Does it have to be perfectly on center? Well, it'd be nice if it was, but you know what? I'm doing it out here on my truck, you know, pickup bed here, you know, on the tailgate. How perfect could I get it level with the center punch? Hey, it is what it is. It works, everything's fine. He's able to cut his grass. I can give it back to him tomorrow and we're good. Guys, if you like the channel, please like, please subscribe. Now that I got a son-in-law, I need more money. I got to show him how to do some of this stuff. I'm going to have to buy him tools. So every little penny helps. Like, subscribe, give me the thumbs up if you would. I'm hoping now, like I said, my new son-in-law, he lost his dad at a young age. And I told him at the wedding yesterday, I said, Mark, I said, look, I'm not your father, but I want to be your dad. And I mean that wholeheartedly. I want to be his dad. I want to show him everything I know. And hopefully he can start fixing stuff on his own or help me when I need help. And especially since he knows how to do video editing, hopefully he can get some good YouTube videos for me. So, all right, guys, that's it for now. We will catch you soon on the next one. We're out of here. Talk to you soon, guys. Hey, Kenny here. Just an addendum, guys. That screw, that washer I had, that washer I had on there, the one that had like a bell to it, looked like a bell. When I had it on the original time, I had the fat end out. And when the fat end was out facing the wheel, it was hitting the wheel, locking up the wheel. By having that smaller end out, that smaller end butted up against the shoulder, allowed the wheel to spin freely. So you got to look at what you have there. If I didn't have that bell mouth shaping washer, I would have put a smaller washer or even a shoulder, like a collar, if you will, or a spacer to space out the bolt head, so that when the bolt head tightened, you're not snugging down that wheel. That's how shoulder screws work. You always have a little bit of space there so that when you tighten the screw head, the wheel still can spin. It's not jamming against it. So that was a mistake I made real quick. I corrected it, but hey, we all make mistakes, guys. It's, what time is it here? 5 in the afternoon. It's going to rain. It's Halloween night, so happy Halloween, everybody. hey, fix it yourself. Don't buy the expensive parts if you can avoid it, because everything can be fixed in some way. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon.